Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So a lot has changed over the course of, let's say, 6 to 5 months that we've been gone. For starters, AJ is no longer here. He has moved out and it's just me now with my new roommate, which you guys will meet later on. And of course us. So what basically happened was back in February, we've been actually having a lot of up and downs, I believe since like last year. And the whole purpose of us like going to therapy was so we can rekindle what little relationship we actually had left. So one thing led to another, and he pretty much decided that he was going to choose doing whatever the hell he wanted to do versus coming home and being with me. And and this was months, guys, like this was like months that was going on. And I was like trying to be supportive to this man and trying to be there for him and really just giving my all for this relationship. I gave so much, sacrificed so much for this person, and for them to just throw it all away because they felt, quote unquote, that I talked down to them, or because I held them to a certain standard, and I also tried to push them and motivate them to do better and to be better. So that's kind of what transpired, and we like had a lot of fights and we had a lot of arguments, and it just got to be too much. Like a person can only take so much, and I just felt like by June I kind of hit my breaking point and I was just done with the relationship, especially after we went for my birthday to Atlanta. And it was supposed to be a trip for us to bond together. And the whole time he's like fucking complaining about why certain things wasn't going his way. And he was just complaining about every fucking thing. And I just was so over it. Like at the end of the trip, I was just so over him. And I wanted him to leave. And it basically came down to him like, running off to Chicago, like to the city, pretending that he was working at some job, which he probably was working there, but ended up getting fired. And then he just kept going down there, probably to see some person down there that I have no clue. And yeah, just kept lying about it, like lying to me, lying to the therapist, lying to our friends. And it was just so much, guys, like, and I really couldn't deal with it. Like, it was just so much to deal with. So finally, when he did leave in June, because that's when we officially separated, was in June, but we were kind of still together or kind of trying to figure shit out. And then July came and it's just like, shit just hit the fan. Like, people start reaching out to me talking about how back in 2020 he was talking to some man, flirting with him, and like all this shit on Instagram and all these DMs. And I'm just like, okay, so you've been just doing shit behind my back since the fucking beginning of the relationship, basically. That's what the fuck he's been doing. So I just had enough, guys. Like, June, July, that was like the hardest months of my life. And like I said, this shit started back in February. So from February, March, April, May, and then finally to end in June. And then July, August, I was all by myself. Like at the middle of June, July by myself, August by myself, and now September. And I and I have my new roommate, Nanny, who moved in at the beginning of August, so that was great because I was able to find someone to help me just like with my townhouse that I have. So, and we become really good friends, so you guys meet him later on, but I definitely want to catch you up on everything that has happened in the last couple of months. And like in April, I ended up losing my uncle, so I had to go down there to that funeral. So it's just been a lot of shit, guys, like back to back to back. And I'm finally ready to talk about this. I'm finally ready to get back to my channel that I created. And I'm just hoping that you guys will stick with me because I have a lot of things that I want to do for next year. And I will get more into like what happened between me and AJ, and like just even last year when we were, well, 2 years ago, we were on the verge of splitting up. And instead of us splitting up, I told him that we need to go to therapy or we're splitting. And he decided he was going to go to therapy, but then he just stopped coming. He literally just stopped coming to therapy. Like, I think it was like in June, or it may have been like May, he had stopped coming. So it's just really been a lot, and it's hard for me even to talk about it now. Like, I'm genuinely trying to be sincere with you guys and letting you know why I had to stop my channel, because it was so hard for me to focus on personal issues, work, my school, just everything that I've been trying to accomplish. And I felt like this person just was an anchor. They were a fucking anchor. And there's still things that, like financial things that we still have tied together that I'm still to this day trying to fucking separate. And he's just been so bogus, like the way that he fucking did everything. You know, all these stupid text messages, like all the bullshit, all the lies that he's been just telling me, telling everyone who will fucking listen. And now, you know, I go on fucking social media, which is a lot in itself, and on his fucking Instagram, if you guys check out his Instagram, I don't know if you've been following, but there's pictures of him getting married to this older man, which first of all is not even on my level. Like, I am like a 10, and this dude that he's talking to is like a fucking 5 or a 6. So he's gonna fucking act childish with him, and it's just gonna be, he never wants to grow up. He never fucking wants to grow up, and that was the biggest challenge in our relationship. So I know, guys, I have to keep it together, but this is just the beginning. I'm going to do a series of just episodes of bringing you guys up to date of my life, of like everything that's happened in the past months. I am gonna drop our trip for Atlanta, because I'm ready to showcase that and everything that transpired there. And yeah, like, I just hope that you guys stick with me for my new channel. It's still Bossy and Bougie, because that's me. It's always been me, the creative director behind it. And now hopefully I can flourish and focus on my success and my happiness and my well-being. And I thank you guys and love you. Until next time, bye for now.
It's caught in the crossfire.